Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. Let's have a conversation about what we're going to have to pay for our boxes of Lord of the Rings expansion coming out here in a few weeks. First up, the set booster boxes today, $159 on eBay. Pretty good price. Now, the wholesale cost of these boxes is around $145. And if you have an eBay MasterCard and you're getting another approximately $5 off of this price, that puts you at $154 for something that sells $144 wholesale. That's a really good price. But the thing to keep in mind is set boxes and draft boxes are not limited products. WotC will go back to the printers as many times as the market desires. And for this product, I think the market will probably desire it at least a bit. What we saw last year with the Warhammer 40K Commander decks was WotC went back to the printers 4 times. So they just printed more and more and more as the market absorbed it. And I think that's a really good case to draw on, that you had this outside group of people who may not have been active Magic players. Maybe there was a decent overlap between Warhammer 40K players and past Magic players, but it pulled in a lot of sales, so many that they needed to reprint multiple times. That's what I expect to happen with the set boxes and the draft boxes. Don't FOMO for these 2 boxes. Wait your time, the price will come down. Just keep in mind, the wholesale is $144, and even with something like Double Masters 2022 last year, where the price eroded for 6 or 7 months before finally hitting bottom, there really weren't many great opportunities to get it below wholesale. Now, if you combine it with a bonus buck sale, yes, you could, but that was TCG player subsidizing your purchase. So keep in mind, these prices are already pretty good for a premium product, and especially one that, at least at release, is going to be so manic as this one will be. So moving on eBay, the draft boxes today are $159, and on TCG Player they're $157.50. So maybe if you're an Infinite subscriber, you have 3% off over here. Maybe if you have your eBay MasterCard, again, 3 1/3% off over here. Draft box wholesale price is around $130, so there's a bit more room to fall here. It's something that always baffles me. If you look at set boxes and draft boxes in pre-release, there will always be this kind of difference between them, where draft boxes are commanding a greater price over wholesale. Like, people go after the draft boxes a lot harder at release, and there just aren't enough of them to go around, so the market compensates by raising the price. But again, this will be reprinted as many times as is necessary to support what the market can demand for 12, 18, maybe 24 months. It just depends. But you will have a lot of opportunities to get this on sale, to get this on bonus buck sale, to wait for the market to melt down, for prices to come down to whatever risk-adjusted level you like. So don't FOMO the draft boxes. Don't FOMO the set boxes. And finally, we'll move on to the collector boxes. Today, $377 over on TCG Player, and on eBay, $356. Now, wholesale in these collector boxes is $288. So there is a lot of room, potentially, for these to fall. Now, I did a very short comparison before I started recording this video. I went back to some of the Double Masters 2022 collector box sales data from TCG Player, and I compared it to the current sales data of Lord of the Rings collector boxes, just to kind of look at where we are now at the release minus 20, release minus 19 day period of number of boxes selling through every day, and more importantly, total spend. And, total spend kind of skews things, because Lord of the Rings boxes right now are selling for about 50% higher price point than Double Masters 2022 boxes were when they were at the same point in their pre-release cycle. But when I compared those for simply release minus 20 and release minus 19 for a 2-day period that backs up to basically yesterday and the day before, the number of dollars being spent on TCG Player for this product was almost exactly what people were spending for Double Masters 2022 collector boxes. So it was literally within about 10%. So very close to the same number of dollars being separated from people. And, I think that it's a good comparison, especially since Commander Masters comes later this summer. And before Double Masters 2022, we kind of had the train wrecks of Baldur's Gate and New Capenna. And so essentially people's wallets were primed for DM22. People have been getting their wallets primed for Lord of the Rings. So I think it's a very clean comparison, and we're seeing that the actual sales, the number of dollars being put towards these two products, even though they're a year apart, are very, very similar at this point in their pre-release period. Now, I've heard people say that, well, the sell-through is really high and the depth is very thin on TCG Player, and you only need to sell through, like 100 or 200 more boxes, and then you'll break up above the $400 price point. There's a dealer on there today, and they have, 117 boxes and another with 33. That's not a ton of depth when you're talking 70, 80 boxes a day, and then you'll get out to here and we're already in the 440s. I've done a number of analyses on this channel before where I look specifically at the relationship between depth of the market on TCG Player, daily sale through, and what that means for price movement. I've done it down to the granularity of taking a measurement every day off a TCG Player to see how many boxes are on the market. And I've done it so coarse as only taking a measurement about every 2 weeks. And what I've seen every time I've done an analysis is that there is no correlation between daily sell through, depth of the market, and future price action. There is no correlation because for some baffling reason that I do not claim to understand, card stores will put boxes onto the market and take them off the market in large numbers every day. So the amount of churn of depth of the market is much larger than we perceive when we simply look at this static view of the number of boxes up here right now. So I don't think this is indicative of anything. I don't think we're going to sell through, yesterday it sold 94 boxes on the market. So I don't think we're going to sell through in the next 2 days 94 more boxes a day and have the entire market wiped out and the price up to $500. I absolutely do not think that is going to happen because when the price begins to rise, that entices sellers to come put more boxes on the market to sell them. And again, what I've seen over and over in my analyses of exactly this question is there is no correlation. So don't worry about, there's no market depth. It's going to sell through everything on the market. There will be nothing left and the price will go to $500 or $1,000. No, it's not. On a slightly longer timeline, looking at the kind of things that happened with Double Masters 2022, collector boxes with its price after it came out, I could definitely see that these could go to $450 to $500 in the weeks after release. When the mania is just going nuts over the one ring, if it's not found really early, and as card stores potentially hold supply back, expecting for the price to jump up even higher, there's a good chance that we could see high 400s, maybe even touch 500. I think there's a chance of it. Given what happened with the amount of dollars being spent for Double Masters 2022, last summer, in the weeks after release, the price action of that product, and the fact that this product then sells for 50% more dollars today than Double Masters 2022 sold at the same point in its relative life cycle a year ago. So I do think we have a chance we could see briefly $500 for a while, but in the long run, I think the hysteria will die down. Either the ring will be found and the price will crash of these collector boxes, or the ring will not be found. Most people will just kind of start to think, well, it may be lost, it may never be found, and the hysteria will die down to a lesser extent. But I think these are a good long-term investment. But I would say wait for a bonus box, wait for at least a month, maybe 2 months after this comes out. Give it some time to cool off. Give some time for hopefully the ring to be found and the boxes to crash in price. And again, back to the draft boxes and set boxes. Do not FOMO. I would say do not even buy them early. Just wait. The price will melt down. There will be bonus bucks. And there will be ample opportunities to buy them at very favorable prices on the long timeline. Do not buy early and pay too much. So let me know what you think, guys. I will have another video coming this Saturday that will be the R-14 check with all the data pulled from TCG Player of sales of this product. I think it'll be interesting. We'll compare it to Double Masters 2022 and we'll see what it looks like. But, going back to the problem of sell-through, there was a day in the Double Masters 2022 pre-release when it sold 1,063 boxes on a single day. It was R-16, I believe. 1,000 boxes on a single day, and you look at the depth of the market here, and maybe it would only sell 2/3 as many boxes because the box price is 50% higher. But, 600 boxes in one day, yeah, I think it could happen. And it would appear at first that it would wipe out this market, but as the boxes sell, more boxes will come onto the market because stores will say, what, the price went to $400? I'll absolutely trade the box I paid $288 to my distributor for 400 boxes. $400, sorry. So don't worry, there is much more hidden depth in the market that you cannot see because boxes come on and off all the time. Don't FOMO, don't panic. You are not getting the one ring. Let me know what you think, guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Join the Patreon.